Hello and welcome to India Today. I am Sanjay Ponappa.
And this is Maruti Acharya, and we just completed watching the latest Telugu film Robinhood. If we have to give our introduction in Robinhood style, this is Maruti Acharya. There is a word in physics called inertia.
I am Sanjay Ponappa. Ee movie entappa. I might be borrowing this line from somebody else, but matlab kuch bhi.
This movie is classic template Telugu film which might have really worked in 2010s to 2015s. Lot of actors, lot of directors used it multiple times, but it is the same template with squeezing the same template rearranged here and there. So this movie really made me question, are we still in 2025? Let's get into the details. So Robinhood is the latest Telugu movie starring Nithin, Sree Leela, Rajendra Prasad, and a lot of ensemble cast in the movie is directed by Venky Kudumula. So this is the second collaboration with Nithin and Venky Kudumula. They collaborated previously with Bhishma and now with Robinhood. Movie is backed by Maitri movie makers and music by G.V. Prakash Kumar. And also David Bhai. David Warner's cameo is also there in the movie.
See, Maruti here, from the get-go, although we tried, we pulled our weights after a long day. There's been a lot of releases this weekend, but he knew where this was going. As a Teluguite himself, he knew where this film was going.
When the song said Adidas surprise, I was waiting for a surprise and I wanted a good comeback movie for Nithin.
Surprise ledu.
And it is Maitri movie maker, so I was obviously expecting the movie to be a little different. The trailer gave me hints that it is going to be the same, but this level I really didn't imagine. So, but still, there are some things that worked for me. One is David Warner's cameo in the climax. I don't remember when was the last time I had that laugh out loud moments within that 1 minute. I don't know if it is good or bad, but it was hilarious. It worked for me. So David Warner's cameo is a very good call. And Rajendra Prasad's performance, and also Rajendra Prasad garu and Subaleka Sudhakar garu. These are the veteran actors from Telugu industry. In such a weak script, weak dialogues and weak comedic portions written for Rajendra Prasad garu or weak portions written for Shubhalekha Sudhakar garu, they did a phenomenal job with acting.
Vanilla Kishore.
Vanilla Kishore also, trust me, he's a very good comedian, and off late he's been underutilized in a lot of movies, and Robinhood is also another addition to that. And G.V. Prakash music also, I will totally not say it was the best quality of the movie, but it did what it can to elevate the movie.
It tried. Again, getting back to what worked for me and why I said myself, because I was sitting there and still trying to keep myself engaged to the film, keep myself hooked, or get entertained, waiting for that entertaining factor. The first half happened. I was hoping the second half will get a little, the tempo will rise, something will happen there.
Adidas surprise.
I was just, like I said, Amy surprise ledu.
So it is the classic template movie that we have been seeing. Hero as a vigilante. We have seen multiple movies like Kick, like in Telugu only.
He's a Robin Hood.
Yeah, he's a Robin Hood basically. So vigilante and all of that with a very strong motive and connections. First half with heroine, comedy gags and all of that, and second half is the big reveal and all of that. This is the classic Srinu Vaitla template where even if Srinu Vaitla is making movies like that, people are not accepting. And Bhishma, for some reason, see, Venky Kudumula's previous work, Chalo and Bhishma, it still had some spark. The comedic moments work in places. You're still hooked. The surprises land. I genuinely thought if it is still a classic template movie also, maybe the charm of Venky Kudumula will work with this movie. But I don't think that happened with Robinhood, unfortunately. And the difficult part in the movie is dialogues and the supposed comedy moments. It does not take the truth or dare sequence. There's one truth or dare sequence. There's so many sequences. I'm not even getting into naming of it. Everything is just so haphazardly executed and just rushed. There's not even a single gag landing, and all the comedic dialogues given to Rajendra Prasad garu are borderline cringe. Borderline cringe. I am not. Every time there is a joke, you should either laugh or, oh, nice. I am like, oh my god. That is exactly my reaction when I was watching all the comedy portion, and that's 70% of the movie. And the villain track and everything, I understand. I see what the director was aiming at, the back and forth, the smartness of hero, how he's trying to do it. But the execution is very, very basic, generic and template, where there are some beautiful, nice ideas also on paper, but when it translated onto big screen, it didn't add up.
among a lot. One big problem in the film is that there is a very bad inconsistency with what they're trying to do. Everything they pick up is just left halfway. Be it the main thing that was publicized or used for promotions was the romantic angle between Nithin and Sree Leela. It was something that was supposed to be what worked with Rashmika Mandanna and Nithin, or
Correct.
even in Chalo. But here it was just left halfway. Somewhat that whole truth and dare sequence of a 10-minute gag which was there. It was basically unnecessary because nothing happened from there. The whole first half was supposedly this romantic arc where Nithin is trying to woo Sree Leela and
Yeah.
all of that, but that went nowhere. Sree Leela, who was supposedly the main anchor, according to the story, by the end of it is just disappears.
Correct.
I don't know if it was the story or was it just because she was busy shooting other things.
Yeah.
Whatever happened, but the other inconsistency is the villain, because he is a villain. It's not like an antagonist story. He is the villain, and that is established right from the start. Even before the hero's introduction,
Yeah.
the villain is there saying this land is mine and all of it. But what happened? Where did he had the look? He had the physique. He had that presence.
Correct.
All of that was there. But
Setup also. It was a very
yeah.
interesting setup also.
But by the end of it, it felt like he's some cat, and very easily Nithin tied this bell around his neck
Yeah.
without any problem. There is absolutely zero resistance.
Yeah.
It felt like a major letdown in the second half when that happened. That even the villain who was established, and trust me, he was established.
Yeah.
That whole arc, the villain, his whole entourage, nobody had anything to offer by the end of the film.
We are also equally prepared that it is a commercial movie. You're supposed to just sit and enjoy, not give it too much of thought. But the convenience in this movie is so easy. This Robinhood is, I think even Batman will be like, yeah, that's it. That is how I am supposed to be. Everything is so convenient, okay? It's not smart. It is convenient. Everything will fall into platter so easily. And lot of actors, trust me, even the way Rajendra Prasad Garu's character is written, or Vanilla Kishore, or except Nithin and the main villain, because he's a new one, he's not seen a lot in Telugu commercials. Everybody, Vanilla Kishore also. It's the same character. I think they're walking in multiple sets, shooting the same. Sree Leela, oh my god, I think she should understand the fact that she's playing similar roles in so many different movies. There's nothing new, there's nothing fresh.
If you compare the two halves of the film, the first half is definitely a little better than the second half, because although the story isn't really taking you anywhere or whatever, the first half had some moments of gag where it felt like you can enjoy this film. Rajendra Prasad's and Nithin's whole chatter, banter, partnership, all of that, it had some spark in it. So there you could enjoy a little bit in the film, but in the second half it all goes down because you don't really see Rajendra Prasad, you don't really see Vanilla Kishore. So the comedy which was working isn't there in the second half. Another inconsistency. So all these things really hampered the film on a major level. Talking about the Australian cricketer David Warner, who was doing his debut in this extended cameo of sorts.
His
Man,
dialogues.
whoa.
First of all, the entire dialogues in the movie are at one level, okay?
Masterclass.
Like, David Warner dialogues are just hilarious. Trust me, it'll work. Anybody who sat through the entire movie till that David Warner sequence, right? You gonna roll and laugh out loud. If you want, like, there's a lot of hype around this David Warner character, right? If you just want to watch this movie for that character, and if you're ready to sit through to all that duration, I think David Warner will definitely impress you, surprise you. Adida surprise you. Actually, David Warner is the surprise.
And being a little more blunt, if you really like David Warner's reels on Instagram, that is where you will like this 1 or 2 minute cameo at the very end of the film, because shall I?
No.
Please.
No.
I'll really like that line.
Okay, go for it.
Lollipops are red. Lollipops are red. David's enemies are dead.
So that's it for Robinhood's review. It's not the timing. Trust me, if this template is done well, it will still work. I know for a fact that if this template is done well, there are a lot of audience for it. But the keyword is if done right. But Robinhood is not even close to if done right in my opinion. But you might have a totally different opinion. It might work for you. If yes, mention your opinions in the comments below.
about the film, my concluding note would be, I understand that there is a commercial template and the template exists because it worked. It did wonders when it was working. Here it felt like the makers completely got it all wrong in their, estimation of what could work and what could not. So I hope that whenever a template commercial film comes up next, it would be a better experience with a proper, re-innovation.
Yeah, so we watched L2E Empuran, Veera Thirasuran, Mad Square. All those reviews are on the channel, and we do a lot of reviews, reactions, all of that is on the channel. Please do check that out.
Yes. With that, I am Sanjay Ponappa.
And this is Maruti Acharya, and you're watching India Today.